he belonged anywhere. School wasn't much better. He was an average student at best, often fighting with teachers and having trouble fitting in. The start of his later anger and resentment began in these early years. A terrible thing happened when Hitler was a teenager. His younger brother, Edmund, died suddenly from measles. This was very hard on young Adolf, who was very close to his brother. Losing his dad a few years later made things even worse. Losing both his brother and father left a big hole in Hitler's heart, making him feel even more alone and abandoned. He became more withdrawn, finding comfort only in his own thoughts and dreams. In 1907, Hitler experienced the biggest loss of his life. His mum, Clara, died from cancer. Sad and lost, he moved to Vienna, the capital of Austria-Hungary, hoping to become a famous artist. Instead, he felt lost and alone in the big city. Vienna, with its beautiful buildings and exciting culture, would become the place where Hitler's dangerous ideas started to grow. Vienna in the early 1900s was a city of opposites. It was a center of art, music, and smart thinking, but it also had a lot of poverty, social problems, and tension between different groups of people. Hitler noticed the city's problems, the homeless, the poor, and the growing number of people without jobs. He blamed these problems on Jewish people, who he saw as hurting German culture and the economy. This time in Vienna was a major turning point for Hitler. It was here that he first experienced the strong anti-Semitism that would become a core part of his beliefs. When World War I started in 1914, Hitler saw a chance to escape his bad life and find a purpose. He joined the German army, hoping to prove his love for Germany and get rid of what he saw as Europe's problems. He fought bravely on the Western Front and even won a medal for bravery. But the horrors of war didn't change his strong nationalism. During these troubled times, a promise of power and a fresh start appealed to many people. Wanting change badly, many saw this promise as a sign of hope. But, as we know now, promises like these can be dangerous. The desire for power can be very tempting, but the results can be terrible. This time in history reminds us of the difference between hope and the dangerous path it can sometimes take. After becoming Chancellor in January 1933, Hitler quickly took complete control. The Reichstag fire in February gave him an excuse to take away people's freedoms and arrest his political enemies. By March, a new law gave Hitler the power to make laws without anyone's approval. Soon all political parties, except the Nazi Party, were banned, making Germany a totalitarian state under Hitler's rule. The Nazi regime used fear and propaganda to control people.